I cry in the last scene of Pulp Fiction.
That's my bad, motherfucker. Open it up. Take out the money.
I know, it's kinda strange. I really don't cry in many movies. Just look.
Want some?
I wanna see Mama.
Maybe tomorrow.
Du, aufstehen! Hoch! Werft ihn raus!
Nothing.
Tell that bitch to be cool. Say, bitch, be cool.
Will you guys please give me a second? Okay, so on to the review. If there is anybody in the world who hasn't watched it yet, Pulp Fiction is a 1994 film directed by the famous Quentin Tarantino. It received the Palme d'Or in the Cannes Film Festival, and since then it has become both a cult classic as well as a significant part of pop culture. The film offers one of the greatest casts ever on screen, a soundtrack whose songs have become almost synonymous with the film itself, a witty and ingenious dialogue, and one of the most perfect scripts in any movie. I would never say that this film is for everybody, as somebody with a soft stomach would probably not like the violence in it, my parents being the perfect example. However, I would call this film perfect. That means I can't find a single flaw with it. Why? Because it has both style and substance. If you haven't watched Pulp Fiction yet, please pause the video and watch it. It'll be some of the best 2 hours and a half you'll have in the rest of your life. You will really enjoy it. In this new series I just came up with called Films, Thoughts and Theories, I am going to look into the small details of movies that people miss first time around. I plan to do these Thoughts and Theories videos on most if not all of my favorite movies and just see how far I can get into overanalyzing them. What the hell is in that briefcase? I don't know. It's incredible how many people ponder at this. Every time I speak to any friend about this movie, the topic of the trunk always comes up. There have been a few theories about what the contents may be. I am going to try to go over each one of these and make a plausible answer.
We happy? Yeah, we happy.
Gold bars. Well, yeah, it seems like a pretty obvious theory. They are logically the most plausible objects in the briefcase. Jules even said at the end of the movie that his boss was using the briefcase to wash his dirty laundry. This in itself could be a code name for money laundering. Let's say Marcellus had Brett, flock of seagulls, and the other guy delivered a briefcase to him, but they went and took it for themselves. Marcellus then infiltrated Marvin with them in case something would happen. Marvin ratted them out and cued the famous intro scene.
You tried to fuck. But Marcellus Wallace don't like to be fucked by anybody except Mrs. Wallace.
The glow from the suitcase also has to come from something shiny and gold. However, for me this theory is way too simple. Let's spice things up a bit.
And I dare you, I double dare you, motherfucker!
The diamonds of Reservoir Dogs. Okay, now we're talking. The theory behind this is that the diamonds are the actual contents of the briefcase, as we don't know what ultimately happens with them in that movie. The worlds of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs are clearly connected. You have the two brothers Vincent and Vic. It is possible that Mr. Pink survived and Marcellus then bought the diamonds from him as a method of money laundering. As for Brett and the other guys, the same circumstances could have happened with the gold bars. They were just delivering the thing and decided to keep it for themselves. The only reason why this theory isn't possible is because the suitcase glows a yellow, aura-like light. Diamonds, even though they're very beautiful, obviously don't glow.
So we cool? Yeah, we cool.
The Holy Grail. Well, why not? Its value is priceless and it glows. The same story could have happened with the gold bars. This theory is really not so far-fetched. The only counter argument that I can find comes in the next scene.
You read the Bible, Ringo?
Not regularly, no.
If Ringo doesn't read the Bible and isn't religious, then why does he have this orgasm face when he sees the Holy Grail? Doesn't make sense. Oh my god, that's so funny. The Soul of Marcellus Wallace. Okay, so what is this all about? There is a theory surrounding the web that the briefcase actually contains the soul of Marcellus, as he sold it to the devil. By such, Marcellus has been working hard as a gangster to earn back his soul. There are actually a few things to back up this contrived theory. For starters, at the beginning of the movie, Marcellus has a band-aid that covers the back of his neck. In some Eastern religions, it is believed that if the soul is ever sucked out of the body, it will be through the back of the neck and it will leave a little hole in there. Later in the movie, after Marcellus has gotten the briefcase, there is no band-aid anymore. Another aspect that backs up this theory is the fact that the combination lock on the briefcase is 666, the number of the beast. The only counter-argument that I can find to this is that the soul has no value for Brett and his gang. They have no reason to keep it. Also, Ringo knows what's inside the briefcase. Still, it's an awesome theory.
Is that what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
God damn it, what is it?
I think the most plausible answer are really the gold bars. I mean, how would Ringo know what Marcellus' soul looks like?
Does he look like a bitch? What?
Still, I really don't think that anything is far-fetched in this world. In the end, the briefcase is really a MacGuffin. It is an object that is given more importance than what it actually has. I think we as an audience really care about the theories in Pulp Fiction due to the immersion of the film itself. Tarantino films scenes in which you see the same events in different points of view. This really gives us a sense that the world is a real place. The briefcase as well is a method of immersion. In an interview, Tarantino and his close friend, filmmaker Robert Rodriguez, said that the contents of the briefcase altered the interpretation of the film itself. The briefcase is an example of minimalism. This is as Satchback said in his Immersion to Limbo video. The artist gives you a canvas and the audience has to fill it in, by such that nothing becomes everything. On the set of Pulp Fiction, the contents of the briefcase were just a yellow light bulb. But in this world, it's anything you want it to be. Your expectations and your wildest dreams. That's what's inside the briefcase. Join me next week on Gabman's Movie Corner for another installment of Pulp Fiction Thoughts and Theories. Follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitch TV for gaming streams. In the comment section, please put creative options of what you think the contents of a briefcase are, and the most creative answers I will post on my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, unless you didn't enjoy this video, in which case, dislike and subscribe.